I just did a video earlier and I found out after that Lara Croft was like knocked over, and I was so mad that I didn't notice that my Lara Croft chibi wasn't standing up straight that I really wanted to redo the whole video because she's one of my favorite chibis. Hello everyone, welcome to Crystal's Imagination. I am Crystal Storm. I am a science fiction author and a creative content producer. Creative content producer, I love using that term because it kind of encompasses everything else that I do besides writing. And my marketing person told me, who is amazing, hi Whitney, that I needed to do a blog post that introduced myself as an author, like one of those really long blog posts. And I don't like writing blog posts, so I asked her if I could do a video, and she said yes. So yeah, listen to my marketing person. If you get a marketing person and you don't listen to them, like, what the fuck? What's the point? Anyway, so this is what I'm doing. I am making an about me video as an author. Here we go. I can't do another intro. I just did an intro. Okay, so here we go. So what do I mean when I say creative content producer? I am a talk show host, aka podcast. I am a Twitch streamer. I absolutely love gaming. I love making video content. I love writing fan fiction, and I am a business owner and aspiring entrepreneur. There's a section on my website called The Vision, where I lay out just some of the ideas I have that I intend to accomplish over the next 10 years. And that is a fraction of the ideas for shit that pops into my head daily. I mean, if I had a dollar for every fucking idea I had, maybe I'd be rich. Or maybe I just have $50, I'm not sure. So let's talk about me as an author. I love writing. The first story that I ever wrote, I was in middle school, I want to say, and one of the first stories that I remember writing is the story about a boy who had a talking horse and they went around solving crimes together. It's the first story. I'm gonna go back to that one day because that shit's gonna be the bomb. The second book that I wrote that was kind of serious and really my first attempt at writing a novel about someone who makes someone a serial killer and sends them loose. I'm very much into true crime. I had a really big true crime phase in my high school years, very early 20s. I've got 2 textbook criminology books that I bought just because I wanted to learn about it. Hannibal Lecter is one of my favorite characters ever created. I think he's just a brilliant, you just love that character. I was just reading a lot of that, and for a while too, I wanted to kind of, as I grew up, I teeter-tottered between wanting to be a lawyer and then wanting to join the FBI and be a criminologist, because the way the human mind works and how you can put 2 people in the same situation and they'll react differently just really fascinated me. That's a story that I will eventually go back to. Absolutely will revisit that at some point. I think I'm definitely going to end up being a multi-genre author. Synarchy Book 1, Synarchy Book 2, Synarchy Book 3, they're sci-fi / fantasy. I take a lot of fantasy elements and give them the sci-fi spin, because if you meet a vampire in my universe, it's just an alien. It's just, there's a whole planet full of vampires. So it's, it's kind of, that's the kind of spin I put on a lot of those things. How I got into sci-fi, I don't know. I didn't read a lot of sci-fi, but I watched a lot of sci-fi. I loved watching sci-fi TV, movies, Stargate. I mean, SG-1 was just like the bomb, you guys. Like, who doesn't love, like, SG-1? Star Wars, obviously, I'm a huge fucking Star Wars fan. I'm so big. I'm so much of a Star Wars nerd. So much of a Star Wars nerd. There's geek Star Wars stuff on my wall, by the way, behind where you can't see. Maybe I'll do some more B-roll and I'll just pop a little B-roll footage right behind in the middle of this video, so you can see some of my fucking Star Wars like level of geekness. There's a whole like chibi section, Funkos, whatever. I call them what I want. I call them what I want. There's a whole chibi section of fucking Star Wars stuff. So anyway, huge Star Wars geek. But I'm also a gamer, right? So there was the Star Wars MMO, Star Wars: The Old Republic, came out, and I was all about it. Now, I'm not a huge MMO player. I like single player story heavy video games, but when Star Wars the MMO came out, that was my shit. All of a sudden, I'm like a professional fucking gamer, raiding and fucking doing dailies and all kinds of shit because it was fucking Star Wars, right? The story was fucking great. It's not anymore, but it was, and it was so good. And I remember that one day I was like, maybe I should write some fan fiction. I tweeted it, and somebody from the official Star Wars account responded back that I should, and that was kind of the motivation that I needed. And then I wrote Legacy. It is a novel-length Star Wars book, but it's fan fiction because I can't make money off of it because Disney and Marvel haven't told me that I'm allowed. Well, Disney, not really Marvel. I'm tripping. I'm also a Marvel fan, so I'm just thinking, whatever. Anyway, Disney and Lucasfilm haven't told me that I'm allowed to make money off my Star Wars property, and I don't want them to sue me because I'm not a billionaire. So it's got to be free. But I think the story is really good, and that they should pay me for it and make money. They should make money and then give me money, actually, is what I was trying to say before my brain just fucking collapsed. The synarchy universe came about from spirituality, hilariously. Spirituality and role-play. That's how the synarchy universe came out. I was text-based role-playing, and if you've never done that, it's fun as fuck. Text-based role-playing in a game created by a very close friend of mine called Should I Bloodlines. And the role-play was set in the 1920s, and God, it was just so good. It was just so much fun to just kind of log in and story tell with so many different people, and so many different things were happening, and it was all centered around like mobs and magic and just really cool shit. And I created a family inside of that called the Terenzios. They weren't my first family, actually. My first family that I created got killed in combat, which was hilarious. And then I created another one, and you never know when things are going to work. Especially kind of in role play scenarios, if it's going to be too cheesy or it's just you end up making like a new character or whatever. But the Terenzio stuck and became a pretty popular family in that game. And me and my friends had a lot of just complete nerd fun with that. But that's why the Terenzios are the main focus in the Synarchy universe, because they come from that role play characters that I created inside of my friend's universe. The spirituality elements came into play for Synarchy. The Synarchy books are very heavy with the metaphysical themes. Very, very heavy with the metaphysical themes. And that's because my 20s was very much a journey of kind of like fun and self-discovery and heartache as well. And, reaching kind of a point in my life where everything sucked. I would reach another point in my life in my 30s where everything sucked again, and I'll probably reach another point in my life late in my 40s where everything was... That's kind of been the theme, like late 20s, things sucked, late 30s, maybe I can break the cycle in my 40s. If I can, that would be fucking phenomenal, because I'd just rather fucking not. But anyway, everything just sucked, and I needed to find answers, and a lot of people turn towards God. I did, in a way. I have a different viewpoint on God, but I turned towards towards spirituality in general. And the things that I were learning about conscious evolution and just ancient knowledge and how human beings interact and the energy and just kind of the magic and the woo of it all, it resonated with me and it made sense. And it was things that I thought, let's tell other people about it, but let's tell other people about it in a framework and that they can accept it. So if you put these kind of woo ideas in a fiction novel where people are already settled into fantastical worlds and their suspension of disbelief is already gone, then they are more open to it. And maybe when somebody puts down The Awakening or The Ascension, Synarchy Book 1's The Awakening, Synarchy Book 2, The Ascension, and hopefully Book 3, The Demiurge, when they put down those books and they're thinking back... Thank you, person outside, for making noise while I'm trying to make a video. Please continue just hammering. It's fine. And when they're thinking back to these novels, hopefully they'll... There's more hammering. This is just... Should I just pause until they're done? I don't even know what they're doing. Okay. When people are... We're going to try again. He's just trolling me now. Hopefully when they go back to these novels, or they just think about the novels, once you put down Synarchy, my hope is that people will remember something. Some fun conspiracy theory or some little piece of metaphysical knowledge that makes them sit down and Google. And then I hope that you spend 15 days Googling and now you have a tinfoil hat on your head and you're convinced that there are fucking aliens, shape-shifting aliens in the government, and that we all need to meditate and smoke pot and fucking evolve our brains and use LSD. Yeah. But like, you know, I just, you know, it's a hope that there's something in this novel that makes people go, you know what, let me see if there's any real world applications for it. And then they do that. So I'm hoping like this section that I just talked about, the Synarchy universe, that I can use, like I can do a 2-in-1, because my marketing person also told me that I need to do a whole thing that reintroduces the Synarchy universe. So maybe this author bio plus that will be it. That would be, the guy's just, he's hammering again. He's I want a house so much. I can't wait to have a house with fake soundproofed walls. So other things about me as an author, now that I've kind of talked about my first 2 novels. Favorite pen, this one, the Uniball Vision Elite. I'm gonna just be snobby with y'all right now. You see this? You see this sexy pen? Do you see it? Uniball's is the superior pen. I won't fight with you on this. I know that I'm correct. The Uniball is the superior pen. You just need to accept that the Uniball is your lord and master when it comes to pens. And just get you some Uniballs. Can I be a spokesperson for Uniball? That would be dope. Uniball. Promotion, sponsorship, opportunity. I am there because I have, wait, Uniball. Okay, this is a different type of Uniball because my girlfriend, who is amazing, bought these for me and I will use them, but they're still Uniballs. They're not my favorite Uniballs, but they are still Uniballs, and just by being a Uniball, you are a superior pen. Bam, with Uniball. Hold up, I got them in different colors. Wait, I have a whole thing. Wait, where's the Uniball? No, we're not done. Uniball. Wait, there's more. Hang on. Uniball. It is the superior. Purple is one of my favorite colors. That's why they're purple. Love Funko Pops. Got into Funko Pops because of my sister. My sister got me my first chibi. It's Siri, who is somewhere else in the living room. Love it. Favorite TV shows. Battlestar Galactica. Fringe, which I just got my girlfriend to watch and she loved it. Stargate, SG-1. Alias is a good one. I feel like I'm forgetting one of my favorite TV shows. Clearly it's not my favorite if I can't remember, but it's not necessarily the case because I suffer from CRS, can't remember shit. Favorite movie, Aliens, hands down. My favorite Star Wars movie is Star Wars Return of the Jedi. That's my favorite. I love the end of trilogies. Something about endings that are done at least semi-well really resonate with me. One of my favorite lines from Battlestar Galactica is the lines between Adama and Starbuck, where he asks, "What do you hear, Starbuck?" And she says, "Nothing but the rain."
What do you hear, Starbuck?
Nothing but the rain.
Fucks me up every time. Can't wait to meet Katie Sackanoff and get her in Synarchy, because eventually I want to turn Synarchy into a TV show and movies. What else? I'm a fucking geek. I'm a fucking geek, man. I love video games. I love the MCU. I love action movies. I love fucking reading books and then just talking about books for days. There've been so many times where I've read something or I've watched something and you just want to find people and just fucking talk about it for like 20 hours. You know, I used to smoke a lot of pot. I can't anymore. Unfortunately, I didn't always have anxiety and depression. That happened after my brain and body told me that you have trauma from your childhood and kind of just life that you haven't dealt with. So here, deal with it. That sucked. My 20s was like I said earlier, kind of this fun and discovery and heartbreak. I feel like I got a little lost. In my 30s, they're kind of like a blur. And then towards the end of my 30s, I got really, really sick. Just physically and mentally, it was just like, boom, everything just kind of, if you don't do your shadow work does you. And let me tell you guys something. You don't want your shadow work to do you. You want to do your shadow work, okay? Get you a therapist, get you some meditation in your life, find your woo-woo, spirituality, whatever the fuck you want to call it. He's still hammering. I hate it here. and do your shadow work. Just fucking do it. Just don't let your shadow work do you. It was terrifying because the first times that I got anxiety, and you don't know, like, if you know, a lot of times when you get like anxiety, I'm holding my stomach because this is where it kind of started. When you get anxiety symptoms, like if it starts with pain and then your anxiety make it worse, or your anxiety is giving you phantom pain and now the pain is real, so you just like end up like fucking your body up worse. Like, it's a terrible cycle. But the first time that I had like a full blown anxiety attack, I had no idea. I had no idea. I thought that there was just something physically wrong with me. So I was just stuck in this terrible. If anybody's ever had a full blown fucking anxiety attack, you know what I'm talking about. If you've never had one, fuck, goddess love you, because it's terrible. And if you've never had anxiety before, and then all of a sudden you have an anxiety attack, it's the worst. It is the fucking worst. I wouldn't wish that shit on anybody. I got a handle on it, so now I've got tools in my toolbox to manage my anxiety much better. I haven't had an anxiety attack in I don't even know how long. Lord Jesus, I mean, you know, and you know, you find tools to kind of just deal with everything else. Therapy, hard to say word sometimes. It has been a godsend. I need to go back. I need to do a lot more fucking therapy because I'm still fucked up, and there are just issues that aren't. I was in therapy for maybe 5 months, 6 months, but it just wasn't enough to unpack everything that I've got to unpack. So I need to go back, but COVID's been a thing. I moved, so I lost the therapist that I really loved. So I'm working on, you know, it's a slow process, but I'm working on getting back into it. I'm in a wonderful, awesome relationship that has made space for me to be fucked up and heal and all that kind of stuff, and that's been lovely. So yeah, that is probably all you need to know, and more that you wanted to know about me being an author. And I don't know if Whitney is going to watch this video and be like, no, Crystal, that's not what I meant when I said do an author bio video. But that's what I did. We have a puppy. His name is Dio. He's rough. What? No, he's wonderful. He's fucking lovely. My partner and I are just not the people that want children. We're not with those people. We're two women who are not ever gonna fucking have kids. And then we decided to get a puppy, which is like a four-legged child. So we love him, but we kind of want to choke him. But we love him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the best. He's great. I had a dog before him, Angel. He was like my fucking familiar. It was a Siberian Husky. I had him for 17 years. Yeah, 17 years. Real true talk. Siberian Husky, 17 years. Yeah, he hung out for a long time. He was like my boo. That was my dude. So now I got another little dude that, you know, he guards the house. Dio, he barks at ghosts at the front door. He's great. He's great. I said, I'm gonna stop rambling because I could fucking just, sometimes I could just ramble on forever. Other times I'm like, I don't really want to talk. And other times I'm just like, la, 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 la. Anyway, so I hope you go to Crystal's Imagine. You're on Crystal's Imagine. You're here. If you're watching this video, you're probably on crystalimagination.com, or maybe you're on YouTube. I don't know. But anyway, go to crystalimagination.com. Read the book. Check out the Synarchy duology. You can hang out with me on the social media space. Twitter, it's @WriterStreamer. Instagram, it's Crystal's Imagination. The only reason it's not Crystal's Imagination on Twitter is because Twitter has character limits, and Crystal's Imagination is apparently too long. So you know what? Fuck you, Twitter. On Twitch, it's also Crystal's Imagination. You can hang out with me when I do my talk show live on Tuesdays and randomly do gaming. I just got into fucking D&D in the Cypher system. That shit is fucking great. Yeah, and I hope that my 40s, that my plan for the next 10 fucking years is to just get shit done. Get shit that I want to get done. Buy a house, build a house, buy land, get these books to bestseller status, start dipping my toe into making movies, really building up the Crystal's Imagination brand as like this multimedia empire, basically, but that's just fucking fun. That is a wonderful place to work, where we do video games and publishing and bookstores and nightclubs and gaming and just all kinds of shit. So that's kind of my hope, to see what I can build in the next 10 years. We'll see, and then hopefully don't have another nervous breakdown when I turn like 47. So I'm gonna come back on here at 47. I'm gonna let you guys know I'm cool with like changing, but I don't want to. I don't need another. I'm doing my shadow work. Okay, I'm doing it. That's it. I'm not talking anymore. Goodbye. Roll the intro. Not outro. Outro. Roll the out. Roll it. Roll it. Gumbo, dude. I want seafood gumbo and a goddamn French fry po' boy from Vertimore, and I want it right now. And then I want 6 beignets. They're fucking mine. Don't touch them. I will fucking kill you if you try to touch my beignets. Well, I'm not playing. I'll fight. Seriously. I'll fight. No, don't touch me. 6 for me. Seriously, this ladybug is disturbing.